Welcome back to Wizard Supercoach. I said I would make a trade video this week and I've managed to find time to do it. The only thing is there's about an hour to go before teams are released, so there won't be any absolutely final trades made here. I'm down to a couple of options, I think, and hopefully selections will force my hand and force me to make a choice. It's too hard at the moment, honestly. I'll get straight into it. I want to get rid of Graham. That would be my first move, but I can't because there's nobody in the midfield here with DPP that I can swap him for. So I don't want to go down to anyone that's currently available in defence. Phillips next week. I'm not sold on his job security right now, and it doesn't look like he's got the scoring capabilities that would make it worth the risk. So yeah, I'll just have to wait a week. At least Graham can't go down in price in that time. Assuming he's not picked, I don't expect he will be. Closey, I want to get off of the field. I just want him gone. He's too erratic with his scoring, and this week he's not likely to get a good score because Carlton don't give up very good scores to wingers. So that worries me. So my first option to do that was going to be Closey to Ryan, because I'm sick of watching Ryan. I just want him in the team, and he's the person I'm dead sure will be like top of the line from here. But to get Ryan, it's going to cost me Wilson. So Richards in, who he should have pretty good job security, I think. A lot of injuries at Collingwood, so that's what this would look like. Now, if Reed isn't named, I've got no cover in defence and no cover forward either, so I'm not too sold on this one. I mean, long term it looks decent, but yeah, this week could be a worry if something happens and I need to cover. I do want Jones out of the team. I guess he's like Graham, he can't lose money this week, but he's gone for like 8 to 10, so we'll have a look at the other option now. So I'll just undo that. Right, so the other option is get rid of Jones for Richards. And where is he? And then Darcy out for Fisher. I don't think Darcy's going to score too well tonight. Now that I've said that, he'll probably ton up. But yeah, that would allow me to keep Wilson. It's far cheaper. I think Wilson is going to be good through the buys. He's been one of the more trustworthy rookies. So yeah, it feels wrong getting rid of him. Although at this point of the year, if you want to finish your team, you kind of got to cut some of these rookies that you get attached to. Now, Fisher, I'm really worried about. I know that he looks like pretty good value, but I'm not sure he's going to be top 6 or a keeper from here. And at the moment, all I want to do is get keepers. Fisher's had pretty erratic scoring all year, and that has been with Sheasel going up the ground at times, with McKercher in, with McKercher out. It kind of hasn't seemed to matter too much, and I just don't think Fisher's that good of a player, to be honest. I know that it's a piss easy role that he's got, but you still got to be like a decent kick and stuff, and I think, you know, make right decisions and things like that. He kind of goes missing sometimes, so I don't really trust him at all. And I already traded him out this year because I think I started him. So yeah, I'm not too keen on that. I mean, I traded out Hayden Young and then I got him back later, and I haven't been too crash hot on that one either. Kind of regret it now, but you know, it is what it is. So I don't know what to do. As I said, I hope that selections throw up something that's going to make the choice for me. Could also go, I guess, like looking for a pod here to try and make up some ground, because what am I ranked now? Like 6,000, yeah. Last week was bad. So I could try and make up some ground getting a pod and hope for the best. But, if I go Graham and... well, no. Sorry. If I go one of the forwards out for Richards and Closey out, what else can I get? So McGovern, I don't trust him. He's scoring well, but I couldn't bring myself to do it after last year when I started him, and obviously he got burnt. Jordan Clark looks pretty good. Good pod, and that buy is really appealing. That's another reason I want Ryan, is because I can afford to accommodate all those players in the Port and Fremantle buy, which really helps me out with, I think it's round 15 is going to be a problem. There's that. Fisher plays in round 15 as well. And then Nick Newman, he's the other one that is kind of tempting. Now, he come home with a wet sail last year. And I know Carlton got some injuries and they're going to start getting players back, but I don't know. I don't see why you would take the role off him now and give it to Sard when Sard just looks so past it. So it's a bit of a risk, I guess, but yeah. At the end of the day, or even Max Holmes, he'd be pretty good pod, 7.6%. I don't know what you class as a pod, but if you look at most of the defenders, everyone's got the same, 8 to 10. Everyone's got Ryan, except me, Sheasel, all those guys, Martin. So I think that if you're going to go for a pod, and this is what I'm going to do, if I'm going to go for a pod, I'm not going to do it in defence where I think that, the back six is fairly obvious. The back 6 to 8 is obvious. So somewhere like the forward line would be better, because you got to remember with a pod, whoever you choose, they've got to do better than someone else that's available. So if you go and choose a pod that's still doing well and good value in the back line, still probably going to be outscored by the top 6 to 8 anyway. So what's the point? I don't know, you're kind of risking it for no reason there. But if you go in the forward line, it's not as obvious. Obviously, there's Heaney, Flanders, Zorko, they're the 3 standouts, and then Rankin when he's back, I guess. But you can easily bet against guys in the forward line, I think. Even in the midfield, I would be more inclined to go for a pod than in defence. Let's have a look anyway in the forward line, see what pods there are. Who would I maybe bet on if I was going for one? Waterman's not a bad shout. He looks like Superman the last 5 weeks. 5 round average of 126. It's pretty crazy. It looks like West Coast are trying to get the ball to him as much as they can, and he looks amazing one-on-one. Now, they're not going to make finals and they know it, but if he's in with a sniff of the Coleman, where do you think that ball's going to be going every single time? So he's not a bad shout at all. I think Mackay will come good. Myers, I don't really trust Geelong. They're kind of all over the place, although he's pretty consistent in the 90s there. But he's not one that I think is going to throw up a huge score and go on a hot run and, make up the ground for us. Kerno's got that killer run home. Let's see. So I wouldn't get him now. But St Kilda, West Coast, Hawthorn, North, all in the last 6 weeks. Even Collingwood he can probably score pretty well on. And Port. Don't trust Port's defence at all. Caldwell looks pretty good as well. 1.8%. I thought he'd be higher owned than that. He's pretty consistent. So 5 round average of 96. I'd trust him over Dylan Moore, to be honest. I know Moore's probably got the higher ceiling, but he's got a real low floor, and I don't want that. Seeing that 138 for Harley Reid hurts, but I think in the long term, it'll work out having cashed him in. Yeah, so Tom Power, he's back to 90s after he got punted as well. I think Jack McRae can be declared gone now, as a good pick. I think his days are done. So yeah, I'd have to do a bit more research, but there's not too much, even in the forward line, pods to pick, but who knows? It's just going to be a matter of circumstance, I think, and looking at the run home. But that's where I'll be putting my money to pick a pod. So yeah, that's basically it. I couldn't say I'm leaning in one direction or the other right now out of those two options, so Fisher or Ryan. As I said, about an hour now till selections, and yeah, when that comes out, hopefully something pops up that'll make the decision for me. But let me know in the comments what trades you're doing and what you think of my potential trades and the theory of the picking the pod in the forward line, all that stuff. Yeah, it'd be good to see what listeners think. So hopefully you have a good round, and yeah, good luck, and I'll see you in the review video.